Welcome to the Powell House. About 3 years ago, about 30 units, singles, marrieds, families, little kids, all committed to bringing shalom to Summer Avenue. Join me on my crazy mission. And we sat together every Tuesday night at one of the local allies and ministries in our neighborhood. And we just dreamt about what ministry life could look like for here. And one of the things that we knew is that we wanted to make a tangible effect, a lasting effect on wherever God would establish our church home. Not only did we want to drive into a place and worship there and leave it, we wanted to live there, we wanted to work there, and we wanted to serve there. It just so happened one of the places we were meeting, there was a lot of youth who were running through and frequenting the building. And we knew that one of the services that we wanted to provide was to actually be present somewhere and to really launch life and ministry from wherever we would be established. And so we began to think about all sorts of ideas. And one day we want to have a living church building, but we knew one of the practical steps was just getting our feet in the water, planting ourselves firmly in the neighborhood. And we wanted property. We wanted homes where we could launch indigenous disciples that were from the 38122120117 communities that grew up there, that were born there, that played basketball there, that had life there. We wanted to launch young, on-fire disciple makers who make disciples from that area. And we also knew that we wanted to reclaim space, that eventually, decades from now, when people look back at the area in which the Lord has sovereignly planted the Avenue Community Church, we wanted that area to be so impacted by our presence that people say, man, what happened to that space? What happened to that neighborhood? And we hope that God would so use us that the only one of the primary answers would be is because crazy Christians who are transformed by the grace of God decided to set up and plant a church in that neighborhood. And so behind me is what we would call the Powell House. And we got big dreams and visions for the Powell House. And those big dreams and visions started some years ago, in which we believe that we could not only reclaim space, but launch ministry, launch disciples, disciple makers from this space. And my prayer for you today is that as much as ministry, as much as you support our ministry, you celebrate our ministry, you cheer us on, you pray for us, that you would join with us and acknowledge how big a step this is for us to really cement ourselves in this neighborhood and to really reclaim space and property and to be able to launch people. And so we want to invite you to continue to pray, continue to celebrate, but as we refurbish this house and as we get ready to remodel, we know the faster we do it, the faster we will be able to get about the business that we really want to get after. And that is to launch disciple-making disciples, to provide a place of refuge for those who need refuge, and to continue to take back more territory in this space for the King of Kings. Would you join us?
So not only is this house perfect in terms of size and location, but I thought the history was kind of cool as well. This house has never been sold, and it is over 100 years old. The woman who lived here formerly was 94, and she lived here from the time she was a baby to the time she died. And everybody on the street and everybody really in the neighborhood knew who she was and knew what this house was. And it's my hope that it kind of stays that way as the Avenue owns it and, you know, does ministry out of it, that we are still the house on the corner at Powell, and everyone knows what it's about.
Like Tim and Ashley were saying, this is a beautiful house and a beautiful vision. Our hope is that we can take this vision, foster it, grow it, and make this a place that people can call home. We want this 100-year-old house to be a place where people can learn and grow and flourish. We want this to be a place of safety and of laughter, of love. We want to have this place be a place where the gospel of grace can grow in the hearts of God's people. Would you take a minute and consider joining us on this Giving Tuesday? Consider joining the Avenue Community Church as we take this house, we renovate it, we update it, and we prepare to use it for gospel ministry right here in the Heights of Memphis, Tennessee.